chaps, and welcome back to another fantastic video. This one is a Aussie Will It Start. We are playing around with an XA Falcon that hasn't run for God knows how long. I have no idea what's been done to it, where it was. Well, I knew where it was in Ballarat, but I don't know what its history is. It's been parked outside for God knows how long, and we're going to attempt to see if it's going to cough and splutter into life. So I haven't opened the bonnet. All I've done is sort of clean the outside because of curiosity sake, not steak, just to see if it's gonna look any better. But we'll have a look around and then we'll open the bonnet for the first time, because I bought it sight unseen, had it dropped off, and it's rolled in here, and that's it. About the only thing we dealt with was a tyre that kept going flat, but for some reason now it's in here, it's holding air. So I'll stop talking, stop rambling, and we'll have a look at this XA wagon. Right, so it is like it's quite a good blue actually, but for some reason it's coming across on the camera green, but it is actually blue. If you knew the XA blue, you'll know that it's that colour, but for some reason it's coming through green. Or maybe it's just the camera. So I haven't opened this, but we have been, me and Dad have been sort of using steel wool, like soapy steel wool on this thing, to get the rust stains off it, and just to see how much life the paint's got left in it. Clearly it doesn't have much left in it, but the idea was to make it, it's going to be a bit harshly words, but make it a little less shit. I bought it because it wasn't chronically rusty. Like, the sill panel here has got a big whack in it, but it doesn't have a hole from front to back. The bottom of the doors are actually relatively solid. This one's probably the worst door of all because it's gone inside. The gutters, you know, yeah. Roof's fairly straight, aside from this whack and grab big dent in the corner. Probably a tree branch, I'd imagine. You know, it's just got nice chrome on the tail light, that cleaned up well. I don't know what's going on with the section's been hacked out of that rear bumper, but I sort of suspect that number plate's been moved up to cover rust. Tailgate doesn't shut for some reason, and the glass is sort of jammed down. So that'll be fun to try and sort. The previous owner said he put 12 slots on it, so they're not the original wheels. It should have had blue steel wheels with a dog-dish hubcap, but that is a nice bonus. They don't look terrible. Not a big fan of the colour, but anyway. Yes, it smells as bad as it looks. It hasn't got any better since yesterday, where I did my little look through video. Ugh. And the fuel tank is completely rotten, but I did actually get another fuel tank from a wagon for this, when I thought this wagon was better than it was. Dad did give it a bit of a clean, but it's going to need a bit more of a clean. You know, the door trims aren't offensively bad. As you can see, the bottom of the door is actually there. Starting to go in the A and B pillars, but you know, I'm hoping that with a bit of a clean up, I'm actually wondering whether or not I should do some videos on how to give it, you know, a really quick, like, section by section respray, if that makes sense. Like, clearly actually buy the paint in one go so it all matches, but stage it, so like just bare metal one door, do the bog work, prime it and paint it, and then move on to the next panel where you're not actually trying to restore the whole car in one go. And my thought patterns with the bonnet was, because it's got so much surface rust, if I was going to fix it, which I don't really want to, would be get a kiddie pool, fill it with citric acid and water, which is environmentally friendly, and soak that in it until all the surface rust was gone, and then obviously fix the little hole. But superficially, it's got Lucas headlights in it. That's probably the worst smash on the front. Bumper bar's really straight, the grill's pretty good. The bonnet is actually pretty straight too, the chrome on the front. You know, it's not too great parts car if you wanted to pull it apart. But it's like it's been rubbed up against something, and then obviously had, you know, a bog job, and then obviously the bog's peeled off. So, oh, that's what steel wool. That's I sort of steel wooled here up to about here. So it would make if it didn't have these big patches of bog on it, and it had Victorian Rego, South Australian Rego, I would have probably given it a bit of a detail and then driven it as is. But because it's Victorian Rego, it will need to go for a numbers check, which means it probably, to get on the road here in SA, needs to be not crap. And of course it's rotten out the back rear quarters, because for the, don't know how long, but it sat with the rear window down. It's probably something to do with the fuel tank being gone. And I think it's had some bits plundered, but nothing major. And it is a 3-speed column manual. God only knows what's on the floor down there. But we are going to, and I really wish this had a smell-o-vision, because it is bad. You've watched Vice Grip Garage and he smells cars and you're just like, hey, it can't be that bad. It is that bad. It smells awful. Right, let's hope to God. Now if you guys could push on the bonnet, that'd be great, but oh wow. Now let's give it a wheel. This will be fun with one person. Normally you get someone to push and wiggle on the bonnet if they're a bit stiff. Come on now. Oh, yeah, it was the sound of me pooing myself. Ow. And the latch is always under the R. Well, hello there. Somebody's been here, and it wasn't the Ford factory. Look how clean the engine bay is though. I should turn the light on. Oh, I'll get my little wander stick. Oh, I've also got another project on the go too, but this is not here for a long time. This is going to be one of my dailies. It was a Toyota Prado, bought from U-Pullet, with an exploded head gasket. One of the worst I've ever seen. I've never seen a ring, like the compression ring, deform like that before. Running on 2 cylinders, but it did run. So I've had the head off, done all the work, head's back on, cams have been out, back on, engine's timed. Worst rotor button I've ever seen either. Had chunks missing out of it. I've just got to undo some of the exhaust so I can get that to sit back in, and that'll be good. This probably, I'm not going to even bother filming this, because this is a Ford channel and an old car channel, and very few people are going to give 2 hoots about a Toyota Prado. But it was $1,700, and if you think that's a lot of money, go research how much they're worth. Anyway, back over to the Fords. It was also funny watching that come out of U-Pullet, because cars don't normally come out of the wrecking yards there. No, we'll go to blinding. Right, what the hell is that? There's not much light. I might have to open the. Oh, it's gone a bit across the plumb chamber. Yeah. I've seen worse though. It looks like it's weeping on the head gasket. Great, another car with that issue. Factory washer bottle. Get the engine base straight. I don't think this car's ever had a major prang. Let's have a look. It's still got the factory paint marks on it. Well, that's odd. This has got to be a late XA, because it's got the XB style bolts. It is a 273. It's a 1973 XA. It's a late one. Oh, I'm gonna have an exhaust leak. That'll be fun. And a vacuum leak, it seems. Well, oh, it's got brass wash plugs. That's something. Somebody has had a tickle. but there's not a drop in that guy. Look in there, guys, and tell me what you see. Right. Yeah, I don't even think those bolts have ever been undone. That's nice. It's nice when they're unmolested. I don't think this has ever had a prang. It's too straight. Wow, it is nice. Oh, there is something. Bit of sandpaper. And we're missing a rotor button. What in the fruit biscuits been going on here? What the hell is that? Is that a garden hose? I don't know if that light's making it better or worse. Maybe like that. This is not going to be great filming, but if I have the camera light up here. Oh, there we go, you get a better idea. Oh, the underside of the bonnet's not bad. I might open the door in a second. Radiator's empty and undone. Now see, those bolts with the star washers on them. That's what early XAs had on all the guard bolts. And then XCs, now this is going to go into the nerdism, but XAs and XWs and that had that star washer style. XBs tended to have this bolt with a recessed top in it, and XCs tended to have a bolt that looked just like that with just a flat top. That's trivia you probably never need, but it's there. So looks like an original cap and leads. Yep, heat taps undone over here. Right, this will be fun. We'll have to find a rotor button and get into it. Be surprised if it doesn't just cough into life, but it has been sitting for God knows how long. The radiator's not terrible. Right, what we'll do is I'll steal my battery from my Prado, stick that in it. Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll have to use the vice grips for today because it's got the original battery clamps. Yeah, so we'll stick the battery in it, see what it does. Well, straight off the bat, because I'm going to wing it. Be surprised. This is in America. These things don't get frozen and block crack and anything like that. But it looks like the bonnet's been shut for a long time, judging by how hard it was to open. And we'll see if it'll kick over. Right, bear with me for 2 shakes of a puppy dog's tail while I figure out what the hell is that spring doing there. Never mind, I'm just having a few thoughts to myself as I'm filming this. But let's stick a battery in it and see what happens. Catch up in a sec. Why I didn't open that door before filming this, I will never know. But oh well, I'm keeping it real and you get to ride along with me. But not too bad. And yeah, now you get a better idea. Early, mid, late as far as bolts are concerned. Right, I'm going to do a smoke test. If we can let the nothing. Good. Put the camera down for 2 secs, clamp it on, and see if that little guy will do anything. Right, terminals are on. Not clamped beautifully, but if you know your Fords, you'll know that that is actually the original style terminal, because the factory terminals were actually bolt through, not the normal clamp on and do up. It is annoying that that exhaust manifold is missing a stud, but that could be the next owner's problem, because I really don't want to own this car for long. Depends on how enthusiastic I get as far as wanting to do videos out of this thing. Open to the world of tomorrow. I don't want to sit in this thing. It's got a key. That's a first. I almost never get that. Life will find a way. Not the wipers are really? It don't work. So come on. nothing. Right, well, are we feeling lucky, chaps, or what? Ready? Hold on to your butts. Ooh. Ooh, that's a good sign. Right, so turn the ignition on. We've got fan. No. There isn't actually that much electronics in one of these things. Yeah. There's a roof lining. Oh. Actually, really good. That's a first. And not broken. Definitely been. It's not rotten here. That's a first. Where's the bottom of the door? It's actually got the bottom. Yeah. Wow. It doesn't look mouldy in person, but on camera it does. Oh, what's that? We got a bit of rot down here. That's not good. We'll pretend we didn't see that. You didn't see nothing, guys. She will need some rust repairs. Not going to waste my battery because I only got one. Look at the bottom of that door. Like I said, great parts car. Okay. Right, I guess we need to put a rotor button in it. How clean is the inside of the cap? Not great. How are the points? Probably corroded. I'll sand those as well. Find a rotor button, and I will see you. Wow, look at the wasp nest. Or dirt dauber, they call it in America, I believe. So the fuel line's been cut, so good start. Someone said this running off a jetty can. Jerry? God, everything stinks of mould. Oh, the original radiator, Fomoco. Alright, I'll sort that out and we'll kick it in the guts again and see what happens, eh? Could be a very short wheeler start, but I have high hopes. I still don't know what on earth somebody did here. Why on earth you'd need to put an earth strap there and make it out of a red cable. Should be an earth strap at the back of the block. Probably because it's missing. Anyway, I'll do that and see you in a second. I just thought I'd add this one thing in about when I watch will it start videos. I think sometimes people deliberately don't clean the points to add drama to the video, but any normal car person will know that the points go bad. Like, why don't you just clean them before you start, or are you just deliberately having it so it won't start to add drama? It's not that hard. Like, you generally can just flick them apart and put a bit of emery paper in, which I'm trying to show, but is incredibly difficult one-handed. But I don't know, sometimes I think will it start videos are a little on the staged side. Stay. Put you there. Take that out of there. And we'll work it like a 1980s fitness music video. Feel the burn. Right, that'll probably be clean enough. Right. Now I did find a distributor in my stash. It's not great. It's not good. But it should. I mean, it's got a cap and stuff, so take that off. Roll it that way. It's actually better than that one. God, I hope it's the same. It's been on there a while. Is it the same? I'll tell you how we test. We'll just put this rotor button there and we'll just move this out of the way briefly. If this cap fits, we'll know it'll be right. Come on, I got it backwards, have I? Where's the little notcherini? That way. Yep, alright, cool. best we give that a bit of a tickle on this here emery paper. Clean as a whistle. Right, which way do you go in? Yeah, there you go there. And have a notch, so it's going to go that way. Go on there. Here we go. Come on now. Oops. There you go. Right. Take you off there. What do you reckon? Just splash a bit of stuff down the carburetor and see what it'll do? You're supposed to be down here. What you're doing up there? Hanging out with all the cool kids? I'll never know. Orange. Right. You can just sit up here. Now, knowing me, I do have a can of starcher fluid there. Starts engines instantly. Oh, really? Down you go. That's probably too much. Alright, starts engines instantly, eh? Ooh. We actually had a kick then. I might actually have to put some gasoline down it. Right. Give me 5 to put some things in there because I'm one-handed. Alright, so she's had a splash. Let's see what it'll do. Not a great viewing point. If I do that. Well, it's not a piece of shit. Right. I'll take the air cleaner lid off now. I'll take the top off the carburetor, fill the float chamber completely, and try again. It should run for a little bit till it runs out of fuel there, and then maybe if I'm feeling energetic I'll hook up. Actually, what I should do, if I was a clever boy, fill that up, then put the jerry can over there which doesn't have that much fuel in it, and see if it'll suck it up and run it off the fuel pump down there. So that's what we'll do. Right. Thinking, Lincoln, I've been thinking. Let's do it. Really doesn't look like the right gasket, but that'll do. Now, that is a really shit rubber hose. Rock hard. What on the fruit biscuit is going on here? Alright. What we'll do is, this is going to take more finances than I've currently got available today, especially with shops shut, to get this thing running off a jerry can. So, because the rubber hoses that are not fuel hoses are rock hard, and yeah, it's been pretty heavily jacked with. So we'll just see how we go as is, and then in another video we'll try and hook the fuel system up properly, or at least a bit better, and see how much more life it's got in it. And maybe we'll put some brake fluid in those things and see if they bleed up. But today we'll just see if it's going to run for more than 10 seconds. It should run, it's got a full float bowl. And I don't understand another thing about videos. It's a Stromberg, it's like the simplest carburetor on the planet. It's 6 screws, take the top off, fill the float bowl, put it back on, then try and start it. Right. Stiff still on the front. How's the pedal? Oh, it does work. Hey, hey. Okay, the choke isn't hooked up. That's so surprising. Maybe somebody was trying to take this apart. Wide open. It is Australia after all. Wouldn't be surprised it's going to take a bit to get going. You're being a right pain in the butthole. Yeah, I've never found these things great to start when they've been sitting for God knows how long. It's got plenty of fuel down it, so crap. I don't want to sit there cranking it forever either. Maybe we'll just manually close the choke. The off chance it does something. Probably won't though. It's like it's losing spark as soon as it starts. Well, at least I'm not hugging you. Anything you guys get to come along the journey. I'm wondering if I should put a positive wire directly to the coil to the battery so I can get a full spark. Obviously refill the float bowls again. I just wanted to see it run for like, 2 seconds. And I don't want to flatten my battery. That battery's going to start that Prado this afternoon when I go back to working on that. Right, let me mess around with a few things and we'll try again. Give it a hot coil. There's a reason people stop driving cars. I'll admit, it wasn't a very good distributor cap either. I might have to change that out and see if that's any better. But the float bowl was empty. chuffing for longer than 30 seconds. Well, not 30 seconds, but certainly doing something. What happens if I get all the way on? Come on. Don't want to do. This will be my last crack at this, and then we'll attack it another day once I've figured some other stuff out. Sound like it's nearly out of fuel again, of course. Right, I'm going to call it. So, people, we know it has spark, we know it has fuel. It probably needs a better battery, honestly. That was a new battery, but it was a super cheap battery with only 480 cold cranking amps. Because I was suffering from the poor, I normally buy a 800 cold cranking amp battery. So it doesn't really have the go juice to actually crank this over fast enough. Also, there's no shops open. I can't buy any fuel line, and it's, yeah, I've got to pull the plugs out, I reckon, clean the cap, and maybe even pull the points, file them properly, put them back in, redo the ignition system, and I reckon we'd be on to a winner. So we might save that for another video, but yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. I thought it was going to run a bit easier than that, but you do have to remember that people don't stop driving vehicles because they're good. They stop driving vehicles because they're crap. Hence why, if anybody has a vehicle out there they want to swap you for something, if it was any good, they wouldn't swap it. So, I need to put some better terminals on it, clean them up. Basically it just needs a clean and some stuff sorted. So it's going to run, I'm confident on that, but I think I need to pull the plugs and just clean all the terminals. These motors are like the Holden Red motor, they pretty much run forever. And if they don't run, it's something pretty basic. But I just don't, there's just no shops open here, it's Adelaide. And on a weekend, everything's dead. And then during the week I can't really do this because I'm supposed to be earning money, so we'll just get a bit better during the week, and we might do another one next weekend and try and maybe we'll even see if it'll move. So I hope you like this failed attempt at a start, but it should be entertaining nonetheless. And I'm sure everybody's screaming through the screen, you're doing it wrong, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. But do remember, I'm well into my 30s and I have been playing with these cars since I was 15. So I've not got, I don't have 5 minutes experience, and I've had a hell of a lot of these cars. I think this wagon is the second XA wagon I've had, and I've had coupes, sedans, utes, and I've had every shape of XC, including Fairlanes, and I've had every Model XB. Just, I'm not a newbie at these, so if it doesn't come to life easily, it's got a problem that I can't sort today. Yes, it sounds like me making excuses, but you know, that's life. And I will make all the goddamn excuses I want to. So I hope you enjoy it, chaps. Sorry it didn't really pan out, but I do have other things to do today, so I can't really spend all day on this because I really need to be fixing that. And that's actually half the reason I'm not going to do it today. Well, I'm pretty sure it's just plugs and leads and stuff. It wants to. Constant 12 volts of the coil made a big difference, but it probably needs a proper fuel supply to keep it going. It did want to chuff, but it needs a bit more love. And I definitely need a bigger battery. That one's just, I wouldn't try, I mean I did try, but if you're going to drive one of these daily, you'd want at least 600 cold cranking amps out of a battery. But overall, if you generally look at the wagon, it's not a colossal turd. It's not great though. Definitely not as good as I was hoping it would be. But it should be entertaining nonetheless, and I am going to sell this. And I'm not asking the world for it, but I need to get my money back that I put into it. So it's going to get a bit of a clean, as in like probably like that over the whole thing. I might tackle some of the surface rust, but depends on how much interest I get. But don't get attached to this, it's not going to be here for long. But I thought it'd be fun to do a little video and show you the wagon. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. I'll see you on the next one, chaps, and I hope you enjoy it.